Hey, how's it going? And today I'm just going to show you how to model a rotating cylinder. It may not sound that fun. I've always struggled with modeling. Even as a kid, like doing toy models, I didn't have the patience. One thing that you can do, even if you don't know modeling, is take advantage of the numeric panel in LightWave. And I'll show you kind of what I mean. So let's say I have the disk selected here. I'm under Create tab, and I click and drag. And I have this disc. Now I can just stretch it up here. And if I hit the spacebar and drop the tool, I've got this cylinder. It's not laying how I want it to lay. It's not set up right because I want this to be on the x-axis and I want it to rotate horizontally. I don't want it standing vertically. So one thing I could do is I could hit Y and then just try to rotate this along to the x-axis and all this, but it gets finicky and it's a lot of finagling and it's not quite right. So let me just delete all this. So remember, if nothing's selected, everything's selected. So I just hit delete and everything goes away. And I hit spacebar again to drop the tool. I'll come to the disk. Now I'm just going to do the same thing I just did, just to give me something to look at there. Now if I come down to the numeric panel, this solves a lot of my problems. So this is being modeled along the y-axis right now, up and down. So if I choose the x-axis, now it's horizontally and it's running the way I want it to run. Great about this numeric panel is for where it says center, if I come in here and go 0, tab, 0, tab, 0, it's perfectly centered now on the x-axis. So when I go to animate this, it's going to spin perfectly, and that's what I want. And then for radius, we can just go, let's just make it 1 meter. So we'll just go 1 tab, 1 tab, 1 tab now. And then if I just come up here, I can stretch this out going into the negative, and here stretching the positive going out there. And then I have now I can just close this window and I can hit spacebar and drop the tool, and now I have this that's perfectly centered and it's a perfect circle as well, as you can see down here on the right view. So let me just go ahead and save this real fast. So I'll just go save object as and go save, and then we're just going to send this over to layout. So there it is in layout. So I can come into the surface editor and I'm just going to hit smoothing here, just like that. And this is part of a larger project I'm working on, and I'll be adding on to this as we go, but this is just sort of like the first part of it. One thing I can do is just go into perspective here, clicking and dragging. I'm zooming in. I'm just adjusting my perspective here. So I want to zoom in on this, like something like that. Okay, now if I go into the surface editor, go to edit, I can go to the checkerboard. I can just change this to a nice bright white, and we'll drag color into color, and we'll see what that gets us. Go into VPR. There we have this nice checkerboard. I can turn off the backdrop, and I don't like anything not in the background like that. So let me go into textured environment. Let's go into procedural, and let's pick crust, kind of a fun one. I'm trying to think I might have to make these quite a bit bigger. Let's see what I get with coverage. There we go. So you see these, it's so cool, these weird shapes you can get. Kind of surreal in the background there. What I was going to do is I'm just going to drag this over to the end like that, and then I'll make sure I'm on the object, and I'm going to go to rotation, and I believe it's the pitch that I want. And you can just type in a number, but I can just click and drag it as well. And now if I go to the front and I go play, I've got this rotating cylinder now. And I can pull out a little bit more if you want to get a little bit better look at it. But you see how easy it is. I'll show you in another video the creative possibilities of this kind of doing these kind of animations in the 3D program. That's all I had for today. This was just modeling a cylinder, an animated cylinder. And then on my next video next week, I'll do something else to it. And each time I'll keep doing something to it until I hope to end up with a pretty cool animation at the very end of it. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time.